Ladies and gentlemen, today's album review is going to be for Folie by the Chicago-based emo pop rock band, Fall Out Boy. If you've been alive and well at any point during the last decade, you wouldn't have been able to miss the craze that's been Fall Out Boy. It was during that transition point in my life from middle school to high school when this crap band really took off. Their album It Came From Under the Cork Tree came out in 2005 and it had that song Dance Dance which cranked out in the school bus once every bus ride during 2005 and 2006, as I was saintly waiting to get my driver's license, which would cease my detainment by the school bus system and those dirt icing topping one or two radio stations that my then bus driver never had the balls to switch off. I distinctly recall the strange inflammatory vocal style of the singer, which can be distinguished as a half-hearted and half-baked taping of a real singer, like Derek Shulman. Jump forward 2 years, and an even more commercially scandalous record is released. Infinity on High. Just look at the videos for the singles from that album and you'll see how sell-out filthy this four-man cock-plowing army turned out to be. And in such a short amount of time. They even had that shallow, mechanical, hard-to-cash slow funk Jay-Z as a guest musician in that album. I kid you not. What in the name of hell made them think including rapping in their music would be suitable? You, watching, and everyone else who simply know of this band should probably concede the inklings of that punk genre label loosely attributed to them at that point. There's another guest rapper on there too, named Babyface, who I've never heard of. But ignorant me has probably just heard of him in the radio as well, yet without hearing some DJ put a song to a name. How irreprehensibly disgraceful this band is. There are actually authentic hard-working musicians out there. And apparently, they released another fucking album the year after Infinity on High came out. I don't even know where to begin with this one. It actually continues down the same path as that one. Sell-out songs in invasive profusion. Before I provide the critical rundown of the songs, let me mention the album cover. It looks like some cartoon that was taken from a cover of some scholastic book. I recall seeing this art style in books and displays I would pass whenever there were book fairs back in middle school, a prominent step down in artistic persistence and subtlety from what I've seen in the first book fairs I went to as a young grade school student. What am I supposed to get out of this picture? It's just so boring looking, and reminds me of some of the old days at school, when I'd be stuck in class and having to take a shit, and there'd be someone throwing their notebook binding fringes all over the place. Is this image supposed to be cute? Because it's two bears, or persons in bear costumes giving the other a shoulder back ride? I really don't care, one way or the other. I don't remember what any of the singles from this album were, to be honest. I don't even remember hearing any, and that's a signal that they have just stooped into sheer blandness, despite their traitorous success levels. And still with that horrendous squonk-along vocalist. Onto the songs. This album contains a pre-gap song called Lullaby. It's a 2-minute folk song using an acoustic guitar as the instrumental accompaniment to the singing. What purpose does this serve to the band? I've already understood that they've opted to sell themselves out like they are a Coca-Cola product, but this just shows they've obscured their own mission as a band, and are performing any style of music as long as it has a chance at selling. So I suppose, no matter what genre there is, pop punk, pop rock, electro-pop, hip-hop, gospel music, Hollywood-style symphonic rock, R&B. If it can generate sales, it will be on a Fall Out Boy album. How very versatile. Fall Out she-nails. The first full song in the album is called Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes. Like always, the song titles of Fall Out Boy songs are balls out retarded. It makes me think the lyricist, whomever that is in this band, was simply practicing his penmanship writing any random set of words into a notebook, like a girly brat. The bass of the song tries to sound like the Who's Dab O'Reilly, which doesn't take much scrutinizing analysis to pick up on. What an overly sugary start to their album. It's that thing, whenever a Fall Out Boy album, or to be more precise, one of their songs comes on, that shockingly assured thrushing trudge-clitorized metalcore that reduces a once mild and crisp setting into a shallow, cheap appeals musical cancer axis. It's all too suitable for department stores full of cold surfaces and high maintenance and high-strung bitches, or places like Crate and Barrel, or Tier 1 imports. And there's other older Eastern European hags with overly stern perfumes that knock my senses to the realization of how thirsty or underfed I've been for however many hours not recessed within my living confines. Aside from the vocalist cooing over a really gay church organ, the song is a carbon copy of all their previous songs. The second song is an auditorial obstruction of Pandora's insect crap and bullshit. Don't forget the complete pander some generic ABC channel rock rhythm roll, compressed into oblivion. I felt a strong urge to switch the off button on my CD player, but given my tension levels at that moment, I believe I would have shattered the whole thing into a few thousand pieces by my index finger alone. She's My Winona is crap too, with him singing oh, over and over, making him sound like a fucking little child. Why the hell do people still insist on singing vowel sounds between verses and choruses? At least singers like Maynard James Keenan don't do that. America's Sudafort says him using the term classic cars in the chorus, because they are so YouTube famous now, they have to go into extra detail about everything they can afford. Would their fanbase even think about something like classic cars? Not even I do. Because I have greater interests than driving around in a tone-deaf shiny car in some hick town full of marshes. Track 5 is called Head First Slide into Cooperstown in a bad bet. It has one of those long subtitles which is common in past Fallout Boy works. Anyways, it fails to come off serious sounding, being a semi-ballad with a piano part. The shipped gold standard has nothing good to offer. Just stupid lyrics, and there's a stupid clapping part found during the bridge. Lemmings and their clapping. I guess Fallout Boys will go for anything as long as it isn't challenging to follow. Track 7 is called Coffees for Closers, written in parenthesis. What? How do they come up with subtitles? This Patrick Stump guy thinks like a complete fruitcake. After reading up the lyrics, I fail to understand what the subtitle has to do with any of them. The song comes on and it's confirmed this album, in its low-balled coyness, strictly serves as an automatic generator of radio-oriented modern rock songs. aka everything wrong with rock and music of today. Overall, the song is simply an exhaustive, studio trickery, imitation of a pop-punk song, which is already a capid, poser, subcategory of music. And it feels awfully long. Were these violinists always in Fallout Boy?